I know exactly what to do. Like, here's what you should do. But it doesn't feel like he's talking to him that much. But
We are in the game.
it's Dust2. You don't have to talk that much. I mean, there's one thing you know how to do on Dust2. It's frag. It should be easy to do. We got an opening kill here for Masuda. Looks like the bomb plan's coming quickly. The retake is already going to be kind of difficult, but they forget about Flames and Pit, and it's Apex to win that duel. It looks like Vitality are already shooting pretty hot. Apex maintaining pick control, and the trades come through. Valda is all alone in the 1v3, and there's not even odds for him to go for. Oh, wait, unless.
Yeah, a chance here. Valde making his way up now. He's going to be challenging Apex next. The swing comes out. Apex falls, and Valde takes down Masuda. What a hot start for him. He's had a cold tournament thus far, but that is a great way to get OG into the series.
Maui, we were in the blind spot watching the game with Valda, and you kept talking about how good Valda was, and then he had like his first negative rating since Flames came on the team. It was like his only bad series.
Yeah, and this time I'm not on the desk, so I can't hype him up.
Right.
But I'm going to do it right now. Valde, he's a beast. He's changed up his roles a little bit over time. He's kind of playing those anchor spots before for OG. Now he gets to be a rotator, and he gets to use a lot of that game sense and his nice aim to look really hot.
Now, Maui, a lot of people were watching this and be like, why'd you peek him? Why'd you peek him? Did they make a mistake?
No, that was pretty much a double peak. That was about as good as it gets for Vitality.
I agree.
So,
they just got owned.
Yeah, sometimes he just hits his shots.
Shox would have won that 1v1.
Probably.
Yeah. That is his position. That was pretty insane. I mean, he was like 2 or 3 bullets for every headshot, so it almost couldn't have been more precise than that. So really fantastic opening round for OG. But these days, a bomb plant can almost be worth as much as the round. As we can see, there's an intimidating amount of guns here for Vitality to use. And these Galils, I have seen people use Galils over, Tizian uses Galils over AKs.
That's just blasphemous, actually.
So that explains a lot.
Yeah. He just needs those extra 5 bullets.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact.
No shame in that. I think I'm in a very similar place. But it's I've heard people say a Galil is just an M4 with 5 extra bullets. Thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, it's not too much worse. It's half the price, pretty much.
And it's so cheap, $1,800. It's always on sale.
Yeah. The fact that you can buy a full set of utility on top of it every single time, pretty much, it's pretty incredible.
This is funny because it feels like they know the execute's coming. Flames just dropped the smoke in their face, and they're about to pop it through the door. They don't have a Molotov to clear him out, so he's going to be having a good time, I guess, watching this angle. But still, only the MP9 and now Montu sitting up at Goose, one of the best guns on the server at the moment. But he gets spotted, he gets dinked, and he can't win a duel. And oh my God, Kyojin spins around for that 2K, knocks down the cat flank, leaving 2 CTs alive. But OG have been here before, Maui.
Yeah, nade comes out from Nico. That lands right on Apex. Doesn't get the kill, though, and they might have to back up because of that. Oh, if they knew the HP on the members of Vitality, they may actually attempt this, but of course they do not. So
yeah, looks like a Winamp equalizer.
Yeah, Vitality will get their first round on the board now, and really just felt like OG kind of knew what was coming, but they couldn't isolate the angles fast enough. Montu never really took the duel towards Cat. He kind of was between a rock and a hard place there at Goose.
And Kyojin, he really could have just died to Alexi on that flank, and the whole thing could have fallen apart. Could have been the loose string on the ball of yarn, but Kyojin flicks around and gets that kill, and who knows? I mean, he's just overdue for a Kyojin-like performance, the performance that they hired him for, excuse me. And that is unfortunately something that's going to be a point of conversation with him. They didn't hire him to become a support player. They hired him to be a long-term upgrade to RPK in terms of firepower. They hired him to be this explosive rifler. They're looking for they're looking for the Zywoo of rifles or something to pick up onto the team. That's why they went for Masuda in the first place.
Yeah. What's really nice about Kyojin is that he plays a lot of the same roles as RPK on the CT side. He is very much so an anchor guy. That's what he was playing on his last roster. So we'll see if he's able to ever match the tank in terms of bomb site defenses, because so far it's been pretty tough. But this is a great way to gain some confidence. 3-1 start, pretty nice multi-frag to get into that bomb site, and now OG, they're on the back foot. And once again, OG, they've given up a lot of space towards Catwalk, no real contest there. And it doesn't really seem like Vitality are interested in long, but that was where OG did focus their defense this round.
Yeah, so they pull a goalie here over to, wow, what a
Oh.
great shot. On the walk back in through long, Alexi's going to spot him coming out mid, and the CTs are looking to get back map control. Late smoke coming out from the mid to B, and it is the Deagle. 4 shots, I think, coming through the smoke with Nico supporting from the window. And these AKs, they haven't been able to shoot back at all. They all go down. OG win 5 players alive, Maui.
That's a huge upgrade. The smokes towards CT were a little bit discombobulated, just no coordination there. It looked like the first player out thought that smoke was going to be landing to block off the main CT angle, but it was actually the boost angle that came out there. So he got caught pulling out a smoke, and Alexi B just was able to hit every body shot.
Yeah, Apex walked out, and then, you know, you never want to have your first guy out smoking, but it was open, and Alexi was peeking him, so he had no choice. Okay, a little flash tactic here to get an opening kill. That's always nice. I mean, first of all, Flames has been a top performer for OG. He's out of the round early. This threatens long control, which is something they've postured up for before. And now, immediately, Vitality swing around the pendulum over towards upper B tunnels, and Montu's going to have some info here. And he's going to see, you know, default cat grenades being thrown. Nade misses on him. But the plan is not exactly clear. OG might get caught off guard. However, they start to walk a player into the site. It'll be Valda and Nico, the dynamic duo inside the site to defend against what's going to be a full exec. But, man, one way to soften up your opponents. So well-placed HE grenade. And just like that, the pendulum swings back around to the A site. Still a minute up, though. They've been making good pace.
That's a curious mid-round, actually, by Vitality. They just move all the way over both times, and it looks like OG are actually considering pushing. No, actually, they're going to just stay in closet there. And Montu's taken up the long angle, and with how low so many of these players are, there's 3 players that if he just finds a single shot with his scout, they will perish. So we'll see if he's able to do that. First player up to bat is Kyojin, but oh no, it's a tag through the wall, actually, so can't get the kill. Good flash to cover his retreat, and I think the jig is up at this point. But Kyojin, nice headshot onto Montu there.
Oh my gosh.
Just Alexi B.
Yeah, very compromised location. He's phasing the smoke right now, but he's got to kill Zywoo, and he can't do that. And that is cat broken wide open. Kyojin's kill might be worth its weight in gold. The 2 CTs left are going to save once again. It looks like, I think, from this position. Just like that, it falls apart. I mean, this is so close to the point that if Kyojin doesn't kill Montu, they might run out of time trying to get up long, passing the 30-second mark, and then Alexi could win his duel versus Zywoo, and they could totally still be in the round. But both of those kills come, and it's like there was no chance for OG all along.
Yeah, sometimes the Deagle headshot from Kyojin is just going to completely open things up. And this is the second time that OG has been split towards that A site, and the cat guy is really just left without a paddle. He's just kind of stuck there. I mean, it was Montu a handful of rounds ago towards Goose, and Alexi B at least took the initiative in terms of taking that cat fight, but when you're against Zywoo, that's probably the last fight you want to take.
You will win 40% of the time, but yeah. Usually not when it matters. That's just how it goes with Zywoo, unfortunately. But that was, yeah, like you mentioned, a very interesting mid-round where they just ran back and forth. Do you think they were just paranoid that they had some info on where they were?
I think they probably knew that they were playing a 2-2 setup at that point. I think there was a nade thrown, and the player was playing close, made an audible Q. So at that point, you don't think he's just solo closet, usually. There's probably a B rotator at the very least. And yeah, so good mid-round, actually, from Vitality there. And they are looking pretty strong in this round here. Quick down mid, as a matter of fact. And Alexi B is going to be challenging the cat angle. This is a nice change of pace.
Oh,
I thought Apex was going through that.
Looked like it was coming fast, that's for sure. Yeah, about to get M-tracked. Okay, same 2 players in the site. One in the door, back turned. As they start to come out, Masuda had an opportunity to get a kill, but doesn't find that opportunity and realize it. Nico instead, over his shoulder, kills him and his teammate in the back. Valda, on top of the smoke, tries to find a duel, but again, like a jackknife, Zywoo comes through quick. Molly into the window, and it's a 3-on-3, but you know, you're certainly not giving odds to the team retaking, even though they flip these doors. It might still be doable, but it's going to be difficult.
They've got to find some way to pry this open with their nades at this point. A nice boost, though, but it won't actually catch anybody out.
Ooh.
Oh, Zywoo and Apex, they're getting frisky towards window. Zywoo takes down Montu, looking for more. Another kill, leaving just Flames now. He's spinning around, takes down Apex, shocks in the 1v1, and he doesn't lose those. Vitality with their third round.
That is such a Shock's call to go push the window or the door in the retake. That's the French post plant, to play it like you're retaking outside. And it worked out well, of course, weaponizing Zywoo, who looks crispy clean. I mean, super calm, too, with the way he took those duels. And he always makes it look easy. That's really the annoying part about him.
Yeah, Zywoo is always going to be there, that when Vitality just needs some kind of opening, some way to keep their spirits up. I mean, he's the man to do it, to deliver it. I mean, he's not necessarily the emotional support for the team, but he'll just do it. Everything in the server.
Yeah, I don't think he can be the emotional support. He probably doesn't understand what these humanoids are feeling.
Quite robotic.
What do you mean you missed?
Yeah, when Kyojin was feeling a little nervous, he just couldn't understand.
Yeah. Oh god, just made it worse. The only man that can make Kyojin feel insecure, who's an absolute robot on the mechanics as well. Pistols up here for OG, and they'll come through with an upper push, and it'll be Masuda and potentially ADR farm for him.
Ooh, just the one.
1.5 players.
Shocks is he might get caught out.
Yeah.
Here, actually, Flames. Oh, he doesn't spot him.
There we go.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Okay, for OG now, 2 AK saves in a round such as this is it's a pretty nice consolation prize.
Yeah, never a good idea to hunt down USPs. You really don't get, you're not winning. You don't win a lot for trying to get these kills, but a few $100 at the risk of 4 to 5K. Yeah, 4 to 5K equipment value. I think that's something that I talked about this on your podcast. You asked us to bring in the most under talked about stat, I guess. And as much as we do talk about deaths, I think there's no overemphasizing how much money you lose when you die and how much impact that can have on the half.
Yeah, economy damage is the way that a lot of IGLs nowadays and even coaches are seeing the game, that if you can counter map control with less utility, then you're winning in that engagement. So the war of attrition is down now to the money, and it's a great way to just essentialize those kinds of back and forths.
So this is already, it feels like a brand new Vitality compared to some of the games we've seen recently. It might be a bit early to call. Of course, OG are going to be quite comfortable in Dust2, but at least for Vitality's sake, they look good aim-wise. And I think that was something that we couldn't say for them versus Big Clan or whatever team they played last time. I can't even remember. Masuda, another opening kill on long. This time it's not Flames as the anchor, but they also use this to squeeze out of mid. This is kind of the G2 kind of mid explode, and there's so much pressure right now on Valda.
Oh, that's such a fat read by Vitality there. And that might just be the round right there. Apex getting the kill onto Valde. The B bomb site is free for the taking, and he goes for more, taking down Flames, pushing out top mid. And as soon as they knew that Nico was towards long A at that point, Nico generally the B rotator or B anchor for OG, that just makes the mid-rounding so easy for Apex right there. He knows that it's probably one player at most on that B bomb site.
They've been so consistent about getting that kill, like when they're taking a peek out long with the flash, and you can't really, you almost can't lose at that point. That's such an early 5v4. And you can either take that control or go back or whatever, but it's just, either you get Flames or, in this situation, you get Nico and, like, all the info. So, okay, that's tough. Oh, my God, the double mollies.
Oh, they're still going.
Yeah, and there's actually no space to play. Alexi sits in the smoke,
Wow.
looking down just to survive. That's what he needed to do. He actually, he keeps his AK, and that's maybe going to be the only rifle they have this round.
That was a great hunt by Vitality. Excellent call.
Yeah.
All right, first time out is there for OG. They need to rethink some things. They need to wonder, how do we secure long control? Should we even fight for long control?
Yeah.
What do you think the call is?
Yeah, that's a thing. Like, if you have the long spawns, I mean, there's nothing bad about. I don't know if there's anything bad about the way they fought it. I don't know what they would say if they missed a flash that they were supposed to throw, but I think that's the nature of Dust2. You can go 3 long and fight for it. I don't think it's meta to give it up as much as people used to, so I'm not going to be surprised if they go for it again. I'm going to assume they're going to try a different variation of nades or something to take it. if they want to go for it again.
Yeah, I would be shocked if they didn't try to bust out an op as soon as possible to try to contest the angle next. But this time around,
oh my goodness!
right through the smoke.
You gotta be less obvious, Zywoo. My God, unreal.
Oh, and a dink on Alexi B. This
It's just
early?
not fair. Yeah.
Oh man, this is so tough for OG already. And Vitality looks like they were gonna.
Oh damn it, Apex! You said you weren't winning all of your scrims.
Yeah, I know. As soon as a player mentions that, I'm just like, all right, so you guys are gonna win the whole tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what's going on, right?
Because everyone lies and says they're winning all their scrims.
Yeah.
It's like, who the hell is losing scrims these days? Okay. B attack coming fast. Nico has no idea. Nice trade here from Kyojin, but that's a thin silver lining on a very dark cloud at the moment. They get smoked out of B, one of the worst feelings. And some damage gets put down through the smoke. And it looks like Shocks, there's potential that he gets caught off guard once again, actually. I mean, I'm sure. Oh, I was actually so sure that he was just going to jump up and clear this. Instead, Flames, Flames is a Mr. Awareness. He'll grab it. But another situation where it's like, okay, it's not such a winnable retake, no nades, etiquette, but just on kills alone, some of these rounds were very close, especially early on.
Yeah, there's an argument for maybe some of the A retakes, I would say, but this one with nothing really going for you in this round, and the fact that a couple of your players are at half HP, it's tough to go for this retake.
So the really brutal part about the economy now, from what's changed, is that if you're the winning team, the comebacks happen when you don't also build up a bank. So now, blowing out a game is contingent on not only winning rounds in a row, like 5 rounds in a row, but also, keeping 3 players alive on all of those rounds so that you have like 10K each player. Then you can survive when, you lose one round and then the other team has like full loss bonus and then they come back. And the economic damage actually, isn't there overall right now for OG. Vitality have done a really good job of keeping most of their players alive. They've taken a lot of damage, but they haven't lost a lot of players.
Yeah, if you look at the ADR at the end of this game, it's going to be more even than you'd probably guess. But
Yeah.
Another long take on a gun round from Vitality, and it's going to be Apex to look for something. Gets all the way into pit, actually. Uncontested, doesn't take a single point of damage there. And Alexi B is focusing towards Catwalk. This is a really spread out default from Vitality at this point, but Montu finds the opener. It's on Apex, and there we go. Nico finds Shocks. This is exactly what OG needed, and great double nade to do so much. Now Masuda will try to get back in the round at Xbox, but OG are looking in prime position to maybe build upon this.
Production, if we could please have that Montu shot, that looks like pretty deep into the pit. I mean, I imagine it was a nice one. And, this round looks like it's about to end soon. Masuda, they're not even waiting for a flash here, so I don't know if they're just going to phase the smoke or not. The 2 men set up on Cat. I'm sure they'll be quite comfortable to fight this, but, crazier things have happened in this game. Masuda comes out for the peak. They both go down together, brothers in arms. Zywoo with the AWP. No one wants to give him the challenge at the moment. Montu there holding the angle. And yes, five alive here for OG. They survive that opening, duel on pit, and then they actually get the kill. Apex could have been a huge thorn on their side if he had, stayed alive longer. But it looked like it must have been a nice shot.
Yeah, I'm glad that OG made the necessary adjustment to put the AWP towards long because they were losing the rifle v rifle fights consistently. So that is one way to change it up, increase the firepower a bit.
Would have loved to pick your brain about that position a little bit more, just to kind of go over the importance of long control on T side, how valuable it is, even when you don't get a kill. But we don't live in that reality anymore. And, oh, Zywoo, wow, very aggressive opening. I mean, this is like, a simple-esque play. And the trades come back and forth, favoring OG ultimately. Tactic goes down. Masuda committing out B, it looks like. Yeah, he's coming through fast. He also wins his trade, and B-site is compromised for the meantime, but there's more than enough space here for the CTs to fight back into it. However, all the while, Shocks on the other side of the map has just meandered his way out long.
There's no smokes, though, for Vitality. So even if they take this long space, the last 2 players that are going to have to cross will have to do so with maybe a single flashbang. And Shocks, it's almost essential that he wins this duel. He does, of course. Shocks, just so clutch in these kinds of moments. But still, this is not easy to cross for these players, as Montu can hold the line with the op.
And it looks like Montu's just going to post. I would assume if there's even a gap here, where that was the chance. They somehow pulled it off. An ambitious call to try to cross long with that many players, but Shock saw his opening. He said, "Trust me, guys. You want to be here," and it works. Does it work? Are they even going to attempt the retake with the op in hand?
Oh, once again.
Is it all over? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, they just don't go for these retakes, it seems like. And I understand it in the present day economy. Really feels like it's valuable to keep these guns. You're going to be buying in the next round anyways with a good loss bonus, but it looks like OG want to just live to fight another day.
Yeah, kind of surprised they actually, you know, like I feel like if you're Shocks, you call that, and then, you know, your teammate goes, "Oh, we don't have any utility," and then they go, "Oh, okay," and then he'll go, "Okay, let me do a lurk," or something like that. But
yeah, just see what he gets.
They just trusted him.
Yeah.
They trusted him. He didn't actually help them cross, but they trusted him.
I think getting the kill onto Flames did open it up.
Oh, right, he did. Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he won that duel.
All right, OG, they save their weapons, but it really feels like OG right now need 2 opening picks to handle Vitality. Somehow Vitality just have complete control of this map, and that's due to Shocks, actually, and the rerouting that Apex is likely calling on the French side.
Yeah. Oof. I feel like this is a game that's already gotten somewhat away from OG, but I'm not sure. Obviously, the full story cannot be told in the scoreline at the moment. Something's in the water, and it feels like the game could flip on its head at any given turn. But it's up to OG to, you know, prove that point or tell their story here as they push upper tunnels in a very good move, a very open tunnels area. They'll have full control here. The only thing they have to worry about right now is mid B. And they might be a bit paranoid about that, but I think overall we haven't seen Vitality test that, you know, in the mid round too often. So we'll see where OG's brains are at. They fall out of the upper push. Looks like the Cat long split is coming. And the CTs are back in these default positions.
Yeah, Alexi B, nice shot on the Shocks. Flames only able to get the 1. So there's 2 players coming from long at this point. Kyojin might just want to stay alive here to continue this pinch, but no, he goes for the swing, the challenge, and he takes down Alexi. Nico falls on top of that, and it's 2 players again in an OG retake. It looks like this time they know they need to go for it. The nade will land on the site. No, Kyojin actually tucked into Goose, and the plant is going to be secured. Zywoo gets it down, and every moment that passes here, OG are probably thinking more and more so to save, but they will actually flash forward. Zywoo on the site. Valde looking for a boost. This might actually catch Zywoo, but nothing catches Zywoo off. What was I even thinking?
How dare you? How dare you say might catch Zywoo? Oh my gosh. Wow. He said, oh, you're boosting? Okay, I'll meet you up there.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. That's insane. I mean, Kyojin's kill was so key. I mean, even though he's sometimes only getting 1 of these entries, is always like the most important entry. The whole thing falls. It's another round I almost don't believe in. You know, it's another. I swear to God, that nade that nade was going towards the side. That wasn't a pizza grenade. I think that was a goose grenade that missed. It looked like it hit the very edge of the wall
to the corner.
And Kyojin was sitting there with such low HP. Now, of course, there were still odds for Vitality with the op on site and everything, but. You know, I feel like the number of things that have, you know, been slight misses or just close trades that have gone the way of Vitality is just innumerable at this point. They are everything is lining up for them, and I mean it is National Astrology Day.
Yeah.
Is Mercury in retrograde or whatever they say?
For OG, it might be.
For OG, yeah. Oh, is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shouldn't start any new projects.
I gotcha.
Mercury in retrograde. Shocks though, not worrying about the stars. He just gets right out of there. And Montu, he's at least taking some position towards Cat. Really feels like OG are trying to move their op around, but he's just being avoided really well. Vitality are either getting lucky with their calls or just in the minds of Alexi B in some way or another. And Flames is, he seems nervous about this, honestly. He's not having the best time at long.
You can't you can't actually get into that. I just want to stop you right there. You can't actually get into the mind of Alexi B. You always get lost in the hair, you know what I mean? When you try to get into the mind of Alexi B.
Yeah. It's really easy to just lose yourself in it.
That Pantene Pro V do.
Yeah, he should be on a L'Oreal commercial.
Yeah. He's just head and shoulders above the rest.
God. I wonder if he uses sulfate free. All right, Montu, this might be some good timing. A little bit of chip damage there. Nice nade onto Kyojin. That's going to be the entry fragger, actually low for Vitality.
Yeah.
Really increases the multi-frag potential if there were a rifler on site.
I feel like Kyojin's kind of like Vegeta, though. Like, you just get slightly stronger the more, you know, tattered the armor is. So we'll see if that's going to be the case. Alexi's pushing up. He tried to find the timing, doesn't find it, but Steel adjusts his crosshair in time. However, now Montu gets out-dueled over top of the fire, and Zywoo takes just poise on top of the site. Bomb goes down once again. Numbers advantage for Vitality, even though the health is kind of low. And Vitality, with Zywoo at the helm, just taking control of the A site.
Oh, I think that OG were looking to peel away from that, but Nico decided to run in front of the Molotov there, and he gave up his life. And OG now down in the hole, 9-3. These A hits from Vitality have just been so brutal, and they're not even always just the best pinches. It's just straight up nice execution and all around good fragging from them.
Yeah, I think so much emphasis here on just the cleanest entries. It feels like there's a handshake agreement. The duel's coming right now, but Vitality seemed to just be a touch crispier and like in more important spots. Yeah, and it's a story of Zywoo, you know, finally has some help here. He's been doing a fantastic job as he's expected to, but now like the entries are coming in around him. And I mean, you know, even if they split some of these entries, I feel like Vitality might be still winning some of these rounds, which is a good sign for them. But right now, it's just it couldn't be better. They've got to be, you know, completely convivial right here in the middle of this match, thinking, wow, we're actually doing it.
Another timeout for OG. Really wondering how to stop the bleeding in this one. So many bomb plants for Vitality. I mean, they're really just breaking everything open, and this is.
Did we see Alexi B, you know, trying to get in front of the smoke, like in front of the cat smoke to phase it, and then was just a little bit late?
Yeah, that's an issue that plagued them, I think, in their Astralis matchup. The reason they're in the losers bracket is that they had really good ideas, but just a second too late in most of them. It feels like for some reason they're just a touch too slow, or maybe the other teams are playing a little bit higher tempo than Alexi B realizes.
Oh boy! I mean, at a certain point, you're going to be sapped of confidence. You know, everything is going to be hard to the farther away you get from the half, the harder it's going to be to contextualize the losses. You're going to be like, you know, no matter what happened, it's still 9-3. It sucks to think that you have to climb back from it. No, on the other side, I mean, Vitality are going to be very optimistic.
I like this round a lot from OG. This is the right kind of reaction that they should have. They're gearing up for some kind of mid play in the mid round, and hopefully that'll at least net them a couple frags. Even a trade overall would be good for them. And surprised we don't see the catfight is there, but it's late. But Alexi continues. And he finds Apex. They should know that Masuda is the player in lower. They won't continue to challenge in the case that there's anybody else mid, but Masuda gives the fight right to Nico. And now, at least it's a one-dimensional hit, and OG can manage this. It's 3 players left on the bomb site, and Montu still has space towards elbow.
Good adjustments being made, and Nico just going to go for the tactic right through the smoke. My God, with the French gun against the French. Beautiful 3K with the FAMAS. Laser sharp precision.
That was beautiful. Wow. Start to finish for OG. That's the exact kind of round they needed. Whatever they said in that timeout was just the perfect read. I love how they broke open mid. They're taking the fight on their terms, which is so hard to do on Dust2. Usually you're having to play this passive game. You wait in B site. You wait at catwalk. Maybe you get split onto the A site. Maybe you take a long fight. But finally, they do it on their own terms. And that is everything for them in that they're able to just make it a one-pronged attack. They took out the left pincer of the attack from Vitality.
Round 14, and the tempo is still high here for Vitality. So they're trying it again this time. A lot more pressure towards Cat. Kyojin gets nipped in the head for damn near 90 damage. Been a common storyline for him. Doesn't seem to phase him whatsoever. So we'll see if that has a knock-on effect on the rounds. For the meantime, this smoke lands on Cat. I'm not sure if it's perfect, but it does its job, yeah.
The back and forth is beginning in this game finally. It feels like both these IGLs are testing each other now with their conditioning. The fact that it was a mid play in the previous round for OG, the fact that Vitality is now sending more players towards middle, and they're trying to stop any kind of proactive play such as that. And it's got OG on the back foot once again, so Apex seems to be outplaying Alexi in this one.
God.
But Alexi, he might find an angle for himself. He might do it all on his lonesome, but Valde from the window, excellent positioning, takes down Kyojin as well, looking for more. Valde finally is coming alive in the server. Him and Nico defending this bomb site all by themselves. leaving simply Apex and nothing more.
Oh, he chews him up. That was just beautiful. That push out of the window. It's well timed. It's paired with a late flash for the third kill. I mean, you couldn't ask for more. That was just yeah, that was a handsome 3K here from Valda. And I love how like Alexi B is jump spotting over the smoke. I have expected him to get spotted and get killed, but you know, he was doing it like he's done it a million times.
Yeah.
But it's just like the way that Zywoo has been able to, you know, through any of the interference, be able to see everybody so clearly, whether it's over Molotov in a smoke. I'm just like, you know, scared for anybody who comes into his vision.
Looks like Vitality are going back to the tried and tested long take.
Yes.
Corner smoke, flashes come out.
So talk us through this position really quick, so we get long control early.
Yeah, so at this point, this just unlocks a lot of the A bomb site and just puts OG in a position where they probably should take a cat fight. Last time around, Montu was able to get that pick towards Pit, and he's going to find it again. What a shot from Montu. Quick trade, but Vitality are already down to 2 players, and they know where they are.
I think we got some context on how he got that kill last time versus Apex. Kyojin stopped behind the fire. Masuda, his best friend, dies, and Kyojin in the 1v4. It's just too much. 9-6 half here for Vitality, and a very strong start. But OG still in this game. Catch us right after the break for the second half. You know what, Maui? Happiness is like peeing your pants. Everybody can see it, but only you can feel the warmth. And right now, I feel like OG, it's clear they had a strugglesome half, but in those last few rounds, I think the optimism came back a little bit, whether we could see it or not.
Yeah. Zywoo's going to need to put on a diaper because he is shitting on these kids, though.
Okay. Yeah, well, hopefully, you know, Vitality can pamper him enough. Pamper him up. He deserves it.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
Get some talcum powder on that buttocks.
Okay. It keeps coming. It keeps coming.
All right.
All right. Early play towards Catwalk, and Zywoo in the perfect position, of course, to take down Flames. Nice goosh from Nico, though, to push Shocks back off the angle, but Vitality's already rotated into this. However, OG have a two-pronged attack coming out from long on top of that, and they are finding the kills that they need. It's just Masuda. He's already been goosh. Again, a goosh through the box. 13 health, and OG, they're just going to play the waiting game. Make him make the mistake.
I'd like to go through something important really quick before this next round begins, because Goosh is the most NA call ever.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's Gooshes, there's Dinks.
Yes. Goosh is different than a dink, though.
Goosh is different from the dink.
Goosh is when
what we're explaining.
Yeah, a goosh is when you don't have a helmet because the sound is more of a goosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the blood flowing through your face.
There's Gooshes, there's dinks. Is there anything else? There's another.
I think that's pretty much it.
Damn, is it only Gooshes and dinks? One time, James Bardolph was playing like Face It in NA, and he messaged me and asked if a Goosh was racist.
Oh no.
Yeah, because he thought he was going to ban someone from a Face It pug because they kept calling Gooshed or something like that, and he really thought that it was like some kind of racist term. He's like, Londos, is this a racist word? I was like, no, it just means headshotted. And he's like, wasn't that dinked? And I was like, no, it's without head armor.
Yeah, very different. Very different. Oh no.
Yeah.
Definitely not a slur.
Yeah, but this colloquial language that we have, we don't even realize it. We've internalized it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like how do you say gooshed in European?
Just headshot. He's headshot. He's 90. He's 90 damage. You know, that's what they say.
Oh yeah.
Low HP, red HP.
Right.
He's red.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What's the threshold for ripped? If someone says ripped.
Ripped?
Yeah.
Ripped.
You never heard that?
No, I don't hear ripped.
That's like my only call.
I hear red.
Ripped for 20.
Ripped for 20. He's mangled.
He's plowed. He's plowed for 40. All right. Well, here's the last, the John Deere, the ultimate lawnmower, the human plow.
The tractor.
Yeah. The Zywoo. Oh, he's got the angle.
Yeah.
The molly's bad. Oh, it goes through all of them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got 1.5 in damage, and Apex making it look like an op, just lining up directly in that same scope length. And Kyojin, another key frag here with a deagle. 2 players coming up huge. Oh my god, everyone goes down for OG. Majority alive for Vitality, and is their pick of the litter when it comes to the guns.
Vitality just had the perfect read there. Somehow they got information early on, or it was just a gamble stack. And even if they didn't have all 5 players, I think they still would have had this because of all the damage that Zywoo and Apex came up with early on. That collateral, Alexi B has got to be frustrated about that.
But Maui, I heard if it's an anti-eco, you should always go long A.
You know, that was once the case. Just take the longer angles. It was once the case that people thought don't smoke the cross because we have the better guns for long range. But no, still isolating the angles and taking minimal
I've
risks
always
is
wanted a word for a piece of information that is no longer valuable once everybody knows it. Because like the whole idea is if it's the best idea to go long every single anti-eco, well, if that becomes the focus of the anti-strat, then suddenly that's not quite simply the answer anymore, as it becomes more commonplace.
Yeah, that's why there's just never really a 100% correct play in Counter-Strike. I mean, it's not the correct play if they expect it, if they've already set up the counter for it. So. Yeah, there's I'm almost thinking anachronistic, but that's not quite it.
But I think we have to go to Urban Dictionary for something just quite on the nose.
I just have to write it ourselves.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, if you want to add to that lexicon, you can tweet it at us maybe if you've got a word for this piece of information that is no longer valuable once enough people know about it. Like your secret Chipotle orders. Okay, Masuda from the doors, the doorman. But, I mean, he's not stopping a lot of people. He's not a very effective bouncer. And now Shock's back against the wall. He's been in this position a number of times. He ends up going down 1 for 1. But look at the bomb. It's in no man's land. Out in the open, Alexi B from the back. There's going to be some opportunities in here. You know, don't let the situation fool you. Looks very CT-sided,
wow.
But, you know, there are a couple of moments here if they're careful enough to find these duels. And just about everybody left over, you know, is happy to take a 50-50, but no guarantees for who's going to win. And a reload comes in. Alexi B with the only rifle goes down, and Kyojin gets all 3 last players.
That's exactly what you want Kyojin for. Just play it like it's aimbots right there. I mean, it's just a target practice simulation for him at that point as he's just tucked into CT. And this is just so unfortunate for OG to lose the bomb on the way there because if they had it, they probably convert that round.
Yeah. Yeah, they just could not grab it. They got you know, if it's a 3-2 setup and you get 2 players in the B site, 3v3, you're happy to play that round out as many times. You know, to find out how many times you'd win, you'd be able to convert very often there. Now, Shocks, is he going to clear this or not? He's walking out kind of wide. Is there anyone behind him? No. Valda looks like he's going to get the stab. Oh, God. No money to be made there. There was a chance to go for it. Might have even been worth it, honestly. but doesn't attempt it.
He knew he wasn't going to get the backstab.
Yeah, you respect that.
Yeah. That's good awareness by him. A lot of players would have just committed to the knife and then looked foolish, but I like that he just secures the kill there. And at this point, OG, I mean, there wasn't really much hope in this round, but now that they've taken down the B anchor, they're thinking about their options. And with the smoke, too, they might be baited into a mid to B, but Alexi B, I feel like he's if any IGL knows better, it's him, that they've probably rotated one over by now.
It's not even looking at Cat here at all for the push to come down. Smoke, I think Zywoo throws that himself, or I guess Kyojin maybe from up on the site. And they'll start to peel back, take this presence back to the site.
Run boost. Doesn't look like this will be challenged, though, except Zywoo is right behind the corner. Should be able to get all three with a great flash from Kyojin. Good support play from the young gun, and Zywoo, of course, cleans it all up.
Yeah, you always think, good stuff, always, crediting the flash assists first. Okay, if you have, he's nothing without Kyojin there. But yeah, Zywoo, he doesn't give up the space. He hangs out for a bit. He comes back. He says, "My presence is a presence. Kiss my ass," and then peeks off of Cat Bricks one more time for the road.
Yeah, no op still for OG, which is a little curious, as they can't really challenge these angles as much as they would want to. But they still will head down Suicide, taking some early mid space. And Alexi B, I mean, this is looking like a mid to B right away, but Apex seems to have read it. He's already holding the doors. Will find the first on a Flames. Great trade by Alexi, but there's still two players in this bomb site.
Yeah, the spacing is very good. And it's at this point where as soon as you smoke that mid-doors, rotations become haywire for the CTs. And it doesn't mean that they can't win, but it gets scary. I actually love that they're going out to get the information back on mid, and they go and clean this out, and then they can actually go back to their post, and they can hang out new angles that are, open to window, for example, that makes this scary. So four Ts coming into the site, but look at Shox. He's not worried about mid whatsoever. His teammates out the door. Everybody's fragging together, but now the smoke comes in. 2-on-3 situation, still favoring the CTs with the HP and the numbers, as well as utility, but it's the post plan. It's still scary here.
Yeah. Post Planet B, I mean, the hold is just so notorious. Even if you've been away from Counter-Strike from 10 years, you know how hard it is to retake this bomb site. Zywoo, though, with a perfect under-window molly, that's going to flush Montu out of his position. He doesn't even move, as a matter of fact, so it's down to Nico, and there's just nothing he can do at that point. He would have had to find 3 headshots instantaneously, but Zywoo won't even give him a chance. And OG, again, like this felt like what happened in the Astralis game, where they knew what was the best call. They just do it a little too late. But their thing is, there's no way to know. The smoke is blocking them from tunnels, which is just great defensive protocols from Vitality at that point. So the fact that they, secure middle and then they go back and lock down that B bomb site.
I think a really important part of CS that came in around like the SK days was like reclaiming map control as quickly as possible. As soon as somebody goes and like spends a bunch of resources to like tell you I'm coming, but then they clear something out and then leave. SK were like that first team that were always gonna be like right up your ass, like really taking back the map control fast as possible, calling you out, not being afraid to take the duel if you're there off of the tactic or whatever. And I think that version of CS means that if you're not thinking quickly all the time on the T side and you're going for map control, but not constantly thinking about holding on map control as well as taking more, then you're going to get punished. And there's a situation where OG, just after taken mid 3 seconds ago and getting a kill, think they have at least some respect, and that Vitality, you're not going to come grab it right away, but they do.
That's one of the reasons that I think Alexi B caught a lot of people off by surprise with his IGLing, is that he was willing to peel everybody away from a space once he actually took it. That was something that was characteristic on ENCE that really surprised Astralis, that they just gave the space away, but we'll get back to that later Nico is making his way out towards long. A double smoke wall here, and he will take the first engagement, but Kyojin, he's just so hot right now, and Apex as well. OG are just lamps of the slaughter here at long, and Valde finds a single return, but there's so much work to do, it's Zywoo who's there to stamp them down.
Man, Nico's out there just dirtbagging it through the smoke, and they had this support flash, and then just this weird running duel versus a player on long plat, and that could be the one that makes a difference, or maybe not, because there's still somebody in pit as well. So either way, Vitality do a great job holding their ground, and it's at this point, we can contextualize how close the first half really was and whatever, but they've only got one. OG have only got one round in the second half. Vitality definitely have their claws in deep, and it looks like they're not going to let off the gas pedal at this point. Of course, they've still got a full buy round right here and now, but as Lex said yesterday, it might be the beginning of a fake comeback.
Yeah, this is a long road for OG to get back in this one. Shocks.
No incentive to push past this point, really.
Right.
He's just got the sickest angle ever.
Yeah, this is a really good challenge from Shocks and excellent discipline to not push any farther.
All the nades go past him, or people lining them up, and he's got such sick map control. And it's also the bomb in hand, I think, so will this duel ever happen is the question. I actually just walk right back out of B. Getting a touch nervous, potentially. We've got the double setup on long, so the rotations are going to be a bit slow from the CT side if it is something towards B.
Yeah, that's the one worry for Vitality in this round, because if OG do end up A, and Alexi B is trying to suss out the situation at this point, if they do end up towards A, the retake is actually really easy for Vitality. If they still have long control, that's ideal, and they will still maintain that presence. So this round, even though the main hit is towards Catwalk, a lot of it's going to come down to Valde.
Yeah.
The man right there. He's
his
important.
timing. We'll check back on him in a second. Oh, man, this is crazy. Apex is getting the play that he wants. I don't think there's a flash to support him, which is nuts. He's actually really up close here, and they're flashing through it. He goes 1 for 1 in this position, and he'll get a lot of info, which is great. And now Valde has to decide when to activate, and he has to be very careful. He's key here, and there's also 2 players that may come back and look for him. But the bomb looks like it might be able to get planted, and it does go down. Zywoo comes up for the retake, and now Valde is suddenly too slow. Even though he didn't wait that long, the kills come through, and Zywoo, the train just does not stop, man. I mean, this guy's on rollerblades.
Yeah, Valde just a little too hesitant, but that Vitality post plant, they didn't even let them get comfortable, actually, OG. They were just so swift. They played with such speed, and that's just what happens when you have that kind of information. I mean, they were able to just be all in the right positions at the right times, and at this point, OG, they've got a long way to go again. I mean, 8 rounds in a row to try to bring this one to overtime, but Vitality has looked near flawless so far on the defense.
This would be the first game in history for Kyojin. Sorry to be very dramatic there, but just in the games that Kyojin has played on Vitality, where he has had a positive KD on the team. So it marks a new beginning here for Vitality in a game that looks like it might be over now. Fantastic round so far with really Zywoo at the helm. Shocks his shot, goes a little bit high. Masuda, though, is able to get some compensation. 3 kills for him. Valde left alone in the 1-on-5 situation. And just like his position on long, it might be all futile. There's nothing for him to do here. The bomb is within the sight. I mean, this would take an absolute throw from Vitality. You wouldn't expect to see this happen.
No, can't really see any world, especially with this light utility. Just the Molotov, and it's looks like it's pretty much over at this point. Apex does put an end to Valde's misery in that one. So 16-7, and Vitality take their first map here at Flashpoint 3.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at a loss for words. That was a trouncing and a super strong performance overall from Vitality. I think, OG, they come back stronger potentially in the next map. My eyes are peels. My eyes